And this morning, we have the latest from Eagle Pass, where a suspect shot 7 people at the Lucky Eagle Casino off of the Kickapoo Reservation.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Huge story we'll get to here in just a little bit. Team coverage on the Kickapoo shooting coming up in just a few minutes.
First and foremost, let's get right over to meteorologist Justin Horn. You were talking to me about a little bit of clouds in our forecast?
Yes, we're going to see more clouds today, but that's just kind of the long and short of it. We'll see more clouds, but not any rain. I think the clouds will help us a little bit with temperatures, so there is that. It won't be maybe as hot this afternoon. Let me show you the big picture, and I'll give you an idea of why we think we're going to get more cloud cover. Little storm system moving through, and yes, there are some returns out in far west Texas, and you can't count out some sprinkles today, but the air is just so dry at the surface that most anything would evaporate before it reaches the ground. So in general, we're just going to see an increase in clouds, high clouds and some mid-level clouds throughout the day today. Temperatures right now 67. It's not bad. We're going to continue with these cool mornings and warm afternoons. That'll be a theme this week, with some places in the 50s this morning. But high temperatures will go back into the upper 80s. It says 92 there. I think it's going to be more like 89 here in San Antonio, 85 Helotes, 87 Bernie. So again, the clouds will help us a little bit. We're going to look down the line to see if we can find some rain chances somewhere in that forecast. And we've got still some interesting things happening out in the Atlantic. So we'll get to that here in just a couple minutes. Ernie?
Party, so thank you. And back to the developing story from over the weekend. A deadly night of chaos Saturday night inside the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino in Eagle Pass. 7 people were shot and 2 of them were killed.
Yeah, this morning we now know the names of those who were killed. Law enforcement and Eagle Pass officials say that one of those victims is Mark Antley, a former Customs and Border Protection agent from Eagle Pass, while the other victim is Alicia Sanchez of DeMette County, which is in southwest of San Antonio.
So this morning, the suspect is in custody, but as our Devin Karp reports from Eagle Pass, the community there is still very shaken.
Over here this morning, I'm standing near the Lucky Eagle Kickapoo Casino. Honestly, it's as close as I've been able to get into it recently after investigators have closed off the area to make sure the investigation is still thoroughly ongoing. And while that's happening, I've been able to speak with neighbors who were inside the casino when the shooting happened and those who live around the area who said they're concerned about what this could mean for the future of Eagle Pass. We know that calls started coming into 911 around 11:48 p.m. on Saturday. First responders arrived to find 7 people shot and 2 of them dead, now identified as Marcus Antley and Alicia Sanchez. The 5 others were taken to the hospital, even some as far as San Antonio. Customers who were inside say it was a packed Saturday night, and one I spoke with says he left literal minutes before shots started to ring out.
Casino was packed. I mean, everybody, the machines were completely full. Everybody was excited about the drawing on the card. Everybody was talking about the car. Like around 11:40, I believe it was, that I left the casino. And now I find out today that this incident happened.
The suspect behind the shooting, Kirian Jones, was taken into custody by authorities nearly 3 hours away from over here at Eagle Pass. Jones is now being extradited back over to the area. We're going to continue to follow the shooting and all the latest information over the air and online at KSAT.com. But in the meantime, the Kickapoo Traditional Tribe of Texas Police Department is asking for the public's help with this investigation. Anything that you can offer. Photos, videos, information, even accounts of what led up to the shooting on Saturday night could all be helpful. The information is online at KSAT.com. In Eagle Pass, I'm Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Hi, Devin, thank you. So meanwhile, 180 miles to the east of Eagle Pass in Stockdale, the suspect was caught nearly 3 hours away from the site of the shooting.
And that's in Wilson County. Now, Patty Santos joins us now to talk about a woman who was taken to the hospital for injuries during all of the chaos and terror. Good morning, Patty.
Hey there, good morning, guys. Yes, and she and her family actually witnessed that shooting. It was a frightening scene that several people captured the moment on their phone. This is Teresa Butler, who shared that video with us. A lot of other people had to run and hide for safety. Now, that witness is Vanessa. She talked to KSAT just hours after the shooting, and Vanessa and her family are doing okay, by the way. But she spent several hours in the hospital. She was hit by shrapnel and had some minor injuries.
A bullet ricocheted off of my chest, Wow.
So I have like a first degree burn from a bullet, and I have bruising on my chest, but that's pretty much it. Yes, I was transported from the casino. Ambulance transferred me to the hospital, and I was there almost. I got there at 12:30, and I left at close to 6 in the morning.
And all three people right there were in the casino. Vanessa is now back home in the Hill Country, and the man accused of doing this is in jail this morning. This is video of the moment Wilson County deputies transported the 34-year-old suspect from one room to another inside of the Wilson County Sheriff's Department. And here's what we know. 34-year-old Carrion Jones is facing 2 capital murder charges. That is for the shooting deaths of Marcus Antley and Alicia Sanchez. The suspect is also facing 5 assaults with a deadly weapon charge for the other victims that were hurt in this shooting. Jaffney.
Thank you, Patty. And the FBI also assisting in the investigation. They told us in part, quote, the FBI provides multiple resources in response to shooting incidents. Some of the resources provided to the Kickapoo Traditional Tribe of Texas Police Department included SWAT, victim assistance, to name a few, end quote. Our Devin Carr going to join us live from Eagle Pass as this story continues to develop on GMSA at 6.
5:06 right now,
And this morning, San Antonio police are still searching for a person who was on the run after a car crash. SAPD says that a stolen yellow Dodge ran a red light and crashed into a car. This happened yesterday near De Zavala and Vance Jackson intersection. 3 people in the stolen truck ran off, but 2 of them, 3, were eventually found and charged with evading arrest. Police still searching for the driver this morning.
Okay, coming up on 5:07 right now on your Monday morning, let's give you a look at some of your morning headlines, and we're showing you some of this video here. A shocking and deadly attack at a Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints church in Michigan. Police say that a man drove his car through the front doors, started shooting with an assault rifle, and then set that building on fire. At least 4 people are dead and 8 others injured as of this morning. The suspect was identified as 35-year-old former Marine Thomas Jacob Sanford. He died in a shootout with police just minutes after all of that chaos began. The FBI is calling this an act of targeted violence as questions remain about that gunman's motive. And new developments this morning in a case that shocked the entire state of Texas. After nearly 34 years, investigators say that they've identified the man behind one of Austin's most notorious crimes. Officials now link serial killer Robert Eugene Brashers to the 91 yogurt shop murders that left 14 girls dead. You see some of their photos right there. Brashers is accused of shooting the victims before setting that shop on fire, destroying key evidence, and then leaving that case cold for years. 2 men were once convicted, but then later cleared. New DNA technology tied Brashers to that crime, though he died by suicide back in 1999. Okay, moving on to some news here in Washington. A high-stakes showdown today as the clock ticks towards a government shutdown. President Donald Trump meeting with top congressional leaders from both parties, trying to strike a deal before funding runs out tomorrow. Democrats are holding firm, demanding an extension of Affordable Care Act subsidies and a reversal of Medicaid cuts. Republicans, though, called those demands non-starters, insisting those debates belong outside of funding talks. Okay, want to give you an update here on your morning commute before we get to your morning commute. If you stop for coffee at Starbucks before work, your favorite location may be closing down. As part of a company's turnaround plan, the business expects to close over 500 stores across the nation. We know of at least 2 here in San Antonio. As of right now, that would be the location 1604 Blanco Road and Bandera and Gilbo Road. Those have now been permanently closed. The company says the Starbucks app is updating those store closures as they become available. Okay, so let's go ahead and update you on the situation right here on the northwest side of town. We got a lot of police activity, emergency vehicles here, but this is going to be on the eastbound lanes of 10 right here at Medical Drive. So it looks like this is reports of a crash. Now here are main lanes. Basically, traffic is starting to move along there. So let's go ahead and go to Alex Gomez right now for a check of things on the ground. Alex, what can you tell us?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. It's going to be a 2-vehicle accident over here, I-10 eastbound, and it's right past Medical. It's going to be affecting the exit lane to Callahan. So that exit is going to be closed right now. EMS is on scene. It looks like they're going to be treating somebody right here next to one of the vehicles. So just know that the rest of the main lane's not too much of a backup right now. But again, the Callahan exit is going to be closed, I-10 eastbound, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that update, Alex Gomez. And of course, we will continue to check on other conditions across the city when it comes to your morning drive. Justin?
Thank you, sir. Let's go live outside. And right now it's 5:10, 67 degrees. Pretty comfortable morning. We're seeing some clouds starting to roll in, though, and it is going to be a cloudier day. Sunrise will be at 7:26. Sunset this evening at 7:21. Can we find any rain in the forecast? We'll take a look. Coming up.
And coming up, a blockbuster move in the gaming world, why Electronic Arts could soon go private in a record-breaking deal. One with Dr. Sukkur talking about public safety and so many other things. Don't go away. All right, we're back on this Monday. It's 5:13, and this week on Connect with the Council, I actually went out to Hemisphere to visit with District 1 Councilwoman Dr. Sukkur. Now, you may not know that District 1 spreads out way beyond the downtown area to include the Quarry, parts of I-10 along Wurzbach, even Greater Harmony Hills. And we got together outside Commonwealth Coffee House and Bistro to break down some really big issues on her plate right now. Not the least of which is public safety. Now, Dr. Kaur is the chair of the city's Public Safety Committee, and the topic came up a lot leading up to the passing of the city's $4 billion budget earlier this month. A lot of discussion about police officers and whatnot, street lighting in your case. But you felt like it was properly addressed in the budget?
Yes, absolutely, because public safety is many different things. Public safety is not just fire and police, and that's what one goal as the chair of public safety that I have is to really figure out how do we quantify how much the book festival actually means for those kids that are not going to be able to potentially be in the juvenile detention system, right? So we have to think about all of the pieces of the puzzle and not just the big part in the middle.
All right, so we also looked ahead to the November election and the two propositions on the ballot that involve Project Marvel, which of course could drastically change the look of downtown San Antonio for generations to come. You can watch our full conversation on the KSAT YouTube page or online at ksat.com.
The Hill Country is still picking up the pieces nearly 3 months after the July 4th floods. And as John Paul Barajas reports, the Kerrville VFW post stepped up when devastation hit.
After floodwaters ripped through the Hill Country, leaving a path of devastation, the men and women of the Kerrville VFW Post 1480 got to work and started to provide relief to their neighbors.
I probably ended up dispersing close to $20,000 to regular citizens that had damage done to their property on the riverfront, and close to maybe $30,000 to veterans.
All of this while their post was ravaged by floodwaters.
We had about 2 18-wheelers full of supplies inside this building. We didn't even have time to even fix what we had inside the building as far as damage.
Edward Jackson and Eric Burton know healing the Hill Country is far from over. However, the two say it is time to fix and reopen their post, which had to be completely gutted.
There's everything from 4 foot down is wiped out of here. So
our kitchen is completely wiped out, so is the bar. So
in all, they need assistance with rebuilding on top of replacing kitchen and bar equipment. They add they won't be able to do it alone.
It's an uphill struggle for us right now because we spend a lot of time helping a lot of people, and we're kind of now sitting here by ourselves.
Okay, and that was Juan Paul Barajas, JP, reporting. Okay, let's give you a look here at some of your morning sports headlines because Cowboys fans going to need a little bit of extra coffee this morning, maybe running late to work or school after a wild game against the Packers last night at Jerry World. Check that out. Micah Parsons returned to Dallas, but this game was basically an offensive showdown. Dak finishing with 319 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, but Micah did make that game-saving play in overtime to force the Cowboys to go for that field goal. Green Bay drove down the field. They got a field goal on the final play of the game, and this ends in a 40-40 tie.
Lame.
I'll tell you, what time did the game actually end? I fell asleep during halftime.
I put it right there. Yes, it ended around 11:30 p.m., close to midnight. Dallas is now 1-2-1.
I didn't even know there was a such thing as making a tie in a game, but I guess
Look
there
at Micah.
is.
Yeah, that basically saved the game for the Packers.
Green Bay nearly blew it at the very end, too. Just almost ran out of time. But
they did, yes. So, of course, the Cowboys, they are playing the Jets next week. And we also learned that Bad Bunny will be performing.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
There you go.
That'll be something else.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on the roadway, see if there are people out there listening to some Bad Bunny.
Yes, all right. Let's go ahead and do that, Jeff. Take a look here at the airport because I saw earlier that there's some ongoing construction taking place by 410 Airport Boulevard, and I didn't notice anything anything in terms of some backup, but construction related. But look at that. There looks like there might be just some debris on the road. I don't know if that's a construction barrel of some type out here. So just be careful. You're headed out 410. Again, reports of construction out there by Airport Boulevard. But of course, we are following the very latest right here. This is going to be the access road of 10 East at Medical, right there by Callahan Road. Still have several emergency vehicles on the scene. Let's go to Alex Gomez right now for an update on this situation.
Yeah, good morning, RJ. So the exit lane to Callahan Roads, both exit lanes are going to be closed right now, but the rest of the main lanes are doing just fine. Not too much of a major slowdown, but we are in the clearing stages, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that update, Alex. So a little bit busy out there for your morning drive. Be careful if you're headed out. Justin, how are things looking outside this morning?
Good. By the way, there should not be ties in the NFL. I mean, come on.
I agree.
That should not happen. All right, September high temperatures. We've seen a lot of above average numbers here. So what these colors denote, you see the orange color, that is a day in which we were above average. The gray color means we were right at about average. And blue means we were below. There was only 3 days. 3 days this month where we've been below average. So it probably comes as no surprise to you that we're going to finish the month well above average. Now, if September were to end today, we'd have an average temperature of 82, enough to rank 21st all time as the hottest month. I mean, not bad. We're certainly not in the top 5, but it has been a warm month, and at least the mornings have been nice. 67 is where we sit right now. There are 50s in the Hill Country, 57 Comfort, 58 right now at Kerrville, 64 in Hondo, 63 in the Braunfels. And we'll see those numbers rise to around 79 by 11 o'clock, 82 noontime, and then eventually up to 89. Temperatures will stay just shy of 90 today. Reason being, we're going to see mostly cloudy skies. You look at the satellite picture here, we have a nice plume of upper level moisture coming in. Now this is way upstairs. These are high clouds, high and mid-level clouds. And yes, there is some rain out near El Paso and in the mountains of far west Texas. And we could see a sprinkler or two today, but it's just so dry at the surface that I don't anticipate seeing anything significant other than, again, maybe 1 or 2 sprinkles. This is 6 p.m. and it does show a little bit of something, but again, it's unfortunately not going to amount to much. So by tomorrow morning, this system will have moved east of us and we'll get a chance to clear out tomorrow. And in general, this stretch of weather that we're going to see as we go into October is not a good one because rain stays out of the picture, not only for us, but for a large portion of the country. Check this out. Maybe some tropical moisture for Florida and the Carolinas, and then some activity across the Pacific Northwest. But over the next 7 days, hardly anything across the rest of the country. So this is another dry forecast, unfortunately for us. And the trend of cool mornings, warm afternoons, that will continue. So I guess there is that. Each and every morning will feel great out there. It's just the afternoons will be a little warm. All right, our Just Ask Justin question this morning. I know our producer, Hardy, he's going to love this question. But Star Wars, the original Star Wars, they had 7 Academy Awards, okay? So which of these other space movies also nabbed 7 Academy Awards? I was on a space kick this weekend, so this is why my mind went here. Was it Apollo 13? Interstellar, Gravity, or The Martian?
I think I've only seen 2.
So this is for my cinephiles out there. If you know the answer, go to ksat.com/poll, scan the QR code.
RJ, you locking in your answer?
Of course, I'm debating between 2 of them. I think I know what.
I've seen all of them. I have an idea, but oh man.
I'm just going to let all y'all answer first.
Houston, we have a problem. I don't know. We'll see. All right, thank you very much, sir.
Yep.
521 right now, 67 degrees outside.
Right, up next, a $50 billion shakeup in the gaming world and the largest buyout of all time. Plus, Snapchat rolling out paid storage and Apple testing a new secret chatbot coming up.
In today's Tech Bites, a big potential deal in the gaming world. EA, the maker of popular football and soccer video games, is reportedly in advanced talks to go private. The Wall Street Journal reports a roughly $50 billion deal could be announced as soon as next week. Snapchat is putting a cap on the amount of snaps and stories you can save. The company just introduced a paid storage option for its Memories feature, 100 gigs of storage for $1.99 a month. There are still no charges for anybody using less than 5 gigs. And finally, Apple is said to be testing updates to Siri using an internal chatbot It's called Veritas. Bloomberg says it resembles other chatbot apps like Gemini and ChatGPT, but the public is likely never to see it. The report says Apple plans to keep Veritas internal. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Perry Russum. Have a great day.
Thank you, Perry. 5:25 right now, 67 degrees outside.
So they were on the front lines when the July 4th flood hit, but Hunt's Volunteer Fire Department lost much of their equipment and supplies. But up next, our very own Patty Santos catches up with the volunteers for the first time. Coming up on 5:30, we have a very, very busy Monday morning today.
National Coffee Day, which a lot of people may need if they stayed up to watch the cow. I mean, did anybody here stay up to watch the end of the game? Okay.
As much as I could.
It's so
I realize
hard.
sleep is probably important.
So hard.
I fell asleep definitely, but I will say the weather wasn't too bad this weekend.
No, it was all right. You know, the mornings have been great, the afternoons have been good. And I woke up this morning and I did look at social media right when I woke up, and it was littered with Cowboy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty wild game. All right, let's get you out to the bus stop this morning if you're leaving for school early. We've got, some clouds rolling in. It's going to be just fine. Temperatures will be in the 60s to start. Some increasing clouds. And then some thick high clouds this afternoon, 88 degrees at 3 o'clock. Yeah, that could be a sprinkle, but it's nothing to worry about. So really a quiet day. But this increasing cloud cover does help us with temperatures a little bit. Maybe keeps us just below 90. You see there is some rain out in West Texas, but again, this energy moves in likely with just cloud cover. It's so dry at the surface that if we were to see anything fall out of the sky, it probably would evaporate before reaching the ground. So we're not too keen on rain chances. As far as the dew point trend, these dew points continue to stay low, and that's part of the problem with dew points in the 50s today and likely tomorrow too. So just know that that will continue to give us some of those cool mornings and some warm afternoons. Coming up, we're going to look at where Imelda is heading. Obviously, some changes over the weekend to where she's moving. We'll give you an update in just a couple minutes.
Well, this morning, if you're looking at your screen right now, you are looking right now at the person who was in custody following a mass shooting at the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino in Eagle Pass that left 2 people dead and several others injured.
So according to the Wilson County Sheriff's Office, 34-year-old Carrion Jones was arrested on 2 counts of capital murder and 5 counts of assault with a deadly weapon.
So the shooting happened around midnight Sunday morning on Lucky Eagle Drive, and that's near the U.S.-Mexico border. Eagle Pass police said that the person wanted was captured in Wilson County hours after the shooting in coordination with multiple law enforcement agencies. Jones is currently in the Wilson County, which is about 40 miles southeast of San Antonio and 180 miles from the casino. Well, this morning, Eagle Pass police say that the Kickapoo Traditional Tribe of Texas Police Department making arrangements to extradite Jones back to Eagle Pass in Maverick County.
I'd like to give my condolences to the 2 families. I understand there's 2 deceased, and hopefully prayers for the ones that are wounded. Hopefully they can recover fast.
So if you have any information about this case, you are asked to call the Kickapoo Traditional Tribe of Texas Police Department. The number's on your screen there, 830-421-5322.
And this morning, we know the names of those who were killed. And we're talking about law enforcement and Eagle Pass officials saying that Marcus Mark Antley, who was a former Customs and Border Protections agent from Eagle Pass, died from his injuries. And Alicia Sanchez of DeMitt County was also killed.
Congressman Tony Gonzalez reacted on social media saying, quote, very saddened to hear retired CBP agent Mark Antley was tragically killed at the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino. He was a devoted public servant and friend to many. Our prayers are with his loved ones and the CBP community, end quote. So coming up in about a half an hour from now, our Devin Karp will have a live report from Eagle Pass on this developing story.
Time right now is 5:32. Good morning, San Antonio. This morning, we are checking in with the Hunt Volunteer Fire Department. Now, things have calmed down for the small team of about 30 in West Kerr County. Volunteers cover an area of about 167 miles with only a few access roads and 5 river crossings to consider during an emergency. Their teams and trucks are strategically placed at 5 different stations. Now, after the flood, the love and support poured in for the small department. Things like updated emergency radios, more phone lines, power tools for the community, and new trucks to replace the ones that were damaged in the flood. Now, the team is forward-looking now as they prepare for the next big event.
We are going to do different types of training now. That was one of the recommendations on our lessons learned, that we do at least an annual countywide flood training with everybody involved, and then here at the station do specific training on flood, search and rescue, swift water recovery, things of that.
And they also showed us some of the reminders that they put up around the station to ensure that they never forget what happened on July 4th, including hundreds of cards they've gotten from around the world and a sign to honor the victims. There is a benefit concert that is being hosted in their honor. It is happening on October 18th in Boerne. Organizers are looking for corporate sponsors, so you can head to KSAT.com right now and look for details. Jaffney.
And thank you, Patty. And some important news for anyone living in the Hill Country. We got the Hunt Fire Department, Kerr County officials announcing the post office is still closed. July 4th floods left only the floor and foundation standing. However, we do got the mail services will still be available at the Ingram Post Office. Ingram Post Office open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. with that hour-long break between 1 and 2.
All right, let's give you a look here at some of your national and international headlines. President Donald Trump promising, quote, something special on a plan for Gaza. President Trump will meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House later on today. Despite Trump's optimism, Israeli officials say that Netanyahu has some reservations about the White House's ceasefire and post-war governance plan. That comprehensive plan reportedly would include the release of all hostages held by Hamas. Hamas leaders said on Sunday it had not received any new proposals for a ceasefire. An American man who had been detained in Afghanistan by the Taliban since December of 2024 has been released. The U.S. State Department says that 36-year-old Amir Amiri was released Sunday after months of negotiations led by Qatari and U.S. mediators. The agency says that Amiri is now traveling back to the United States. The circumstances of why he was in Afghanistan or why he was detained are still not clear this morning. Okay, back here closer to home, the iconic Dolly Parton has announced that she is postponing her upcoming Las Vegas residency due to health concerns. The country icon shared this news in a statement on Instagram. Parton shared that while she can continue working on projects from her Nashville home, she needs a little time to get the show ready, as they say. In the statement, Parton also reassured fans that she has no plans to retire. The postponement delays what would have been Parton's first extended Las Vegas run in more than 30 years. All right, we talked about this earlier. The Super Bowl still months away, but we now know who will be performing during halftime of the big game. It's three-time Grammy Award winner. See him right there, Mr. Bad Bunny. The NFL and Apple Music made that announcement last night. Bad Bunny released his latest album, Debí Tirar Más Fotos, last January.
Wow.
There you go. Basically, what that means is that I should have taken more pictures.
Hey! Oh, gotcha.
There you go. There we go. All right. 410, let's take a look here at the situation. I think this is going to be construction related because I'm not seeing anything on TxDOT's page right now at the moment, but it looks like we still have some pretty good delays for all of our drivers coming in from the Wetmore area, Broadway area that are making their way to 410 and 35, but starting to see a trail of some brake lights there. So not a great start there for our drivers that are making their way past the San Antonio airport. And of course, we were talking about this situation. I-10, that's going to be east right there, Medical Drive. So an area that a lot of folks use to get to the medical center. That's going to be north of Callahan Road. Looks like there are a little bit less emergency officials out there right now. But again, affecting all of our traffic that's going to be coming in on the access road there at 10 East at Medical. All right, let's check in with Alex and see how things are looking on the ground this morning. And it looks like, Alex, you're still there at that scene. What can you tell us?
Yeah, here's what's left of it. We only have one vehicle left to be towed away right here. So the exit to Callahan's still going to be closed. And the main lanes are actually doing just fine right now. Not too much of a backup, but just know that you're going to have to exit early. Take that medical exit and you should be doing fine just trying to get to Callahan Road, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex. Justin, how are we looking out there?
Let's go outside with Life Cam. It is 537-67, so really pretty comfortable for right now. We've got some increasing cloud cover today, which will help with those afternoon highs, keeping them just a little bit lower. Very interesting situation out in the Atlantic. Humberto and Imelda side by side, and we've got an update to where Imelda may be going for you coming up.
All right, 5:37 right now. We got a big day for your San Antonio Spurs. We'll give you that first look at the Spurs media and what we can expect from the silver and black later this morning.
All right, and we mentioned it is National Coffee Day, and many of you, again, may need a little extra cup of joe after the Cowboys game last night or what have you. And your favorite coffee shop might be offering up some deals today. We're going to tell you more about all of that and how you could potentially save a little bit of money, maybe get something for free coming up.
And the scene on the northwest side is clearing out right now. So I'm going to hit the roadways and I'll give you more traffic updates around the city coming up after the break.
544, welcome back. Well, we are definitely in the middle of football season, but basketball season, y'all, is right around the corner. The San Antonio Spurs will be opening their training camp later on this week, and today we're going to hear directly from some of the team's stars. That includes Victor Wembanyama, who makes his return after his season was cut short last year. I know it's hard to believe the time has just flown. He had that blood clot, got that taken care of. He's been cleared to start his third season with the Silver and Black. This will also be a new era of Spurs basketball as Mitch Johnson, you see him right there, officially takes over for Coach Greg Popovich. De'Aaron Fox also returning from an injury that sidelined him for a bit last season. We're also going to hear later on today from Steph Castle and rookie Dylan Harper, who is coming off of an injury as well. The Spurs open their preseason a week from today at the Frostbank Center against a team from China for the very first time. Should be a lot of excitement later on today. Guys.
Go Spurs, go.
Yeah, thank you very much. Go Coffee Go. It's National Coffee Day. Whether it's the aroma, the energizing boost, or just the ritual of drinking coffee, many of us cannot start the day without it. And here's how you can score some free or discounted coffee to honor the day. Dunkin' is offering a free medium, hot, or iced coffee when you order through their app. Krispy Kreme is offering all guests a free medium, hot, or iced coffee and a free donut of choice with no purchase necessary. And Starbucks will give you 100 bonus points in their app when you buy any brewed coffee in any size. So
there you go. I'm telling you, coffee, that if you don't go into any business in life, coffee, you will be set up. Because everybody loves them some coffee, except if you're like me.
Except you.
Yeah, except for me.
That's okay. That's
I'll
all
be
right.
the best coffee maker, but I will never drink the product. We see what happens.
To each their own. To each their own. By the way, you're going to be at Media Day later on today, right?
We will be, yeah. So we'll have full coverage of that. Larry, also the entire crew's going to be out
Mary,
there.
RJ,
covering. Yes, it's going to be a full house out there for
All
sure.
right. How we looking on the roadways?
All right, guys. Yeah, let's give you an update there. And Jeff, don't worry, I could drink enough coffee for
You
the two of
can.
us.
Hey,
it has the whole room smelling.
double
like
fisting.
At times. On a Monday after a Cowboys game, definitely.
No judgment.
All right, 410 right here at New Braunfels Avenue. We are still seeing this backup, and I'm just going to say that this is definitely construction related for all of our drivers making their way past New Braunfels Avenue, headed over towards parts of Austin Highway. We are seeing a pretty good backup there. Give yourself about another 5 to 10 minutes just to make it through this one stretch past the McAllister Freeway, past Broadway, for all of our folks headed out 410 and 35. Good news, we have started to clear out this particular incident. We had a crash. This was on the access road of I-10 East right there at Medical Drive. You can see that our main lanes have not been affected by this whatsoever. And real quick before we go back to Alex, let's give you a shot here at citywide shot of the city of San Antonio. No major traffic delays. We have cleared out some construction over here by 1604 and Bitters Road. So let's go to Alex Gomez right now for a check of things as he makes his way from the northwest side onto other parts. Alex?
Yeah, and as I was leaving, those lanes were opening back up, so the northwest side is back in action on I-10 East near Callahan Road. I'm going to go check out the north side now, right near the airport, 410 eastbound. And RJ, how about them Cowboys? It wasn't a loss, RJ. It wasn't a loss.
All right.
Wasn't a win.
It was not a win. It was a tie. But yes, actually, I was really impressed by the Cowboys. They came out. It was a big game, and it ran really late, Justin. So I know a lot of folks are hurting a little bit this morning.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that Alex is not wearing his Cowboys gloves. Maybe he should just wear one since it was a tie.
Wow.
I don't know. All right, we've got two systems out in the Atlantic, Umberto and Imelda. Umberto, the stronger of the two, Category 4 hurricane right now. It has winds of 130 miles per hour. It's moving northwest at 14. And, of course, Imelda, significantly weaker, but bringing a lot of rain to the Bahamas at this hour. Winds at 45 miles per hour, and this is moving north at 8. So we got both on the screen for you. Now, here's the question. What happens next? And this is interesting. We talked about the possibility that Umberto could eventually pull Imelda in. Now, a lot of the models wanted to take this into South Carolina, and now we have changed course, and it is a situation in which Umberto likely wraps Imelda in. We call this the Fujiwara effect, if you were curious. And by the way, both are expected to be hurricanes at that time. But what is the Fujiwara effect? Well, two similarly sized storms orbit each other. That is one scenario that can happen. I don't think that'll be the case here. Or there's scenario two where a larger or stronger cyclone absorbs the smaller or weaker one. That is a possibility with this. Or the two cyclones merge into a single stronger cyclone. That does not look to be what unfolds in this situation. But either way, a lot of times the stronger storm can kind of redirect the weaker one. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing here. So pretty interesting scenario out there in the Atlantic. For us, more clouds starting to roll in. There is a disturbance that is moving across Texas. Normally this would stir up some showers and storms, but in this case it really does not. We're very dry at the surface, and so what you see here would not probably reach the ground. We have some models showing a couple sprinkles today. It's not out of the question, but as far as any sort of measurable rain, I don't think so. Not with this system, and it will move east of us tomorrow, so on the backside of it we'll get some dry air once again and some quiet conditions. Our forecast today, 67 at 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 71, 82 at noontime. And then by 4 or 5 o'clock, we'll be around 89. Mostly cloudy with some of those high clouds moving through. Dew points are still in the 50s, so that's not bad. That allows those temperatures to fall, and we'll see some dry air, relatively dry air over the next several days, which will keep temperatures in the 60s, which these numbers are still above average, but, you know, cool mornings. It's not bad. The afternoons will be rather warm, though. No rain in the forecast. It remains very quiet all the way into next weekend. All right, our Just Ask Justin question this morning has to do with space movies because I love them. So which of these space movies nabbed 7 Academy Awards? I will tell you, Star Wars, the original, got 7 awards, but there is another movie that also got 7 awards. Was it Apollo 13, Interstellar, Gravity, or The Martian? Go to ksat.com/poll, scan the QR code, vote, and we'll get you that answer in an hour.
Very good, sir. Thank you. 5:50 right now, 67 degrees outside.
It's showtime! The Wonder Theater just revealed its new season lineup. We're going to tell you all about this one, what's on the way, coming your way after the break.
5:53 now, morning consumer headlines for you. Hillshire Brands, the maker of popular meat items, is recalling some of its products. The company says it will recall 58 million pounds of corn dogs and sausage on a stick products because the items could contain pieces of wood. The products were sold online and shipped to stores across the country. The recall came after the company received several complaints. At least 5 people were hurt. The company says shoppers who have these products should either throw them out or return them to the store for a full refund.
All right, when it comes to money, more Americans than ever are invested in the stock market. Federal Reserve data shows that 45% of the household financial assets are now in stocks, and much of it tied to retirement plans and mutual funds. Economists warn that while investors may feel good right now, there is a market downturn that could hit hard, especially with inflation still lingering and the job market showing weakness. They also note that wealthy Americans benefit the most. And since the drive nearly half of the consumer spending, any pullback could ripple through the entire economy.
Well, it's showtime. The Wonder Theater is rolling out its lineup for the 2025-26 season. So get ready for some classics like My Fair Lady, Cabaret, Matilda, and the Addams Family, plus a Director's Choice production still to be revealed.
The season also includes 5 student shows, all taking the stage at the Wonderland of America's Mall in Balcones Heights. The ticket details and full schedule, KSAT.com. Go there, check it out, and you can figure out how much it costs. Looking ahead, we at KSAT hope you join us Saturday, October the 11th at the Rock at La Cantera for Light the Night.
Hundreds of lanterns will illuminate the sky to celebrate, honor, and remember people impacted by blood cancer. Our Daniela Ibarra is emceeing that event, and we have more information at ksatcommunity.com. Well, here's our chance to make a real difference this month. KSAT Community is teaming up with the San Antonio Food Bank for Hunger Action Month. It's a time to fight hunger together. The San Antonio Food Bank feeds more than 100,000 people every week, but of course they cannot do it alone.
Together, we can nourish in numbers. One easy way to give back is by dropping off items from the food bank's 12 most wanted list. And of course, you could do this at any of the 19 RBFCU branches participating throughout September. To find the full list of locations and the items they need most, go to ksatcommunity.com.
Okay, more to come here the next hour. They were on the front lines when the July 4th flood hit, but Hunt's Volunteer Fire Department lost much of their equipment and supplies. Up next, our Patty Santos will go inside to catch up with the volunteers for the first time.
And we're connecting with the council. Up next, District 1 Councilwoman Dr. Sukur explains why one of her biggest issues to deal with is the public safety.
All right, hoping everybody's safe on the roads this morning with a look at Drive Cam as we head to break. We're standing by. Alex Gomez will tell us more about where he is and what's happening. Of course, RJ will have a look at traffic when we come back.